Hey everybody, it's GGA Phil Pops here to show you some basic stuff with Shazam, aka Billy Batson. Everybody on the forums, since the game came out, they're like, what's the ideal bread and butter combo for Shazam? Like, what could he do? I know he's got 2-2, jails, highs, but if I get a cross-up or I get a free jump-in, like if the guy whiffs something, what is the optimal damage I could do? And I know the big thing is leading into a setup with a untechable knockdown, which we'll go into that a little bit later, but a lot of people are asking if I don't want to do untechable knockdown, like if they have really low health, they have probably about 40% health left, and I just want to end the game right there and then. What do I do? And this is the combo that I came up with, and starting with a jump and kick. And that's 42%. The big thing they did about Shazam, what they changed about him is they made 4-2-2-3 cancelable, so you can cancel into special moves, and I think it used to push back a lot farther, but now that you can cancel into it, you could up your damage a couple %. So with that, we'll watch that again. That bread and butter. It's jumping forward 2-2, Herculean Might, meter burns with back 3, jump in 3, and I know I've seen this combo with the jump in 2, which leaves you at about 40%, but if you really want that extra 2%, you go in with the jumping 3. And what that does is that ups the damage. Now, it'll be a little tricky to get used to how you're dialing everything in, because what I've noticed is when you do a back 3 off of a juggle, and I believe this is with any character, so you're going to jump in 2-2, and you do Herculean Might, meter burn, and you want him to do the back 3 at about that height. You want him as low to the ground as possible, because what I'm noticing is when you do back 3 off of a juggle, if you hit him while he's far from the ground, like high, he won't be as high when he bounces off the wall. So you want your opponent as high as possible when you do that wall bounce, so you can get that 4-2-2-3 Herculean Might in. So it's 4-2-2, Herculean Might, meter burn, just about there. And I messed up on the last input, but you get the idea. As soon as you drop to the ground, you can, if he's high enough, you could dial in that 4-2-2-3 down, back, forward 1, which is the command grab. And that command grab is really where you get the damage. You get the damage from the jump in 3 and that command grab, because that command grab adds probably like, I want to say it's like 36 or 38 without the command grab, even though I just did it, but I can't remember. But that's where you get that damage. If you want big combo damage, you want to end your combos with Shazam with that Herculean Might. Okay, now that the bread and butter's out of the way, I'll just show that to you one more time because it looks pretty badass. I love Shazam's combos, but anyways, there was as soon as the game came out, Phase 3 did a really good. He made a really good thread. I believe it was called "Fighting Like a Child" by Phase 3, and it showed how to get in with Shazam and like his setups and all that stuff. And it was a write-out, which was really good. I love that thread. But one thing he was talking about getting in is when you use back 2. And back 2 is an awesome tool for Shazam. Of course, there's an overhead, and he leaps forward. And he was explaining the options. I just want to show you what the options are. You can do that, of course, to get in. It's going to bounce. You can't cancel into normals from it, but you can cancel on hit into Herculean Might. The timing is really tricky. Excuse me. Timing's really tricky, but if you know you're going to get it, like if you whiff something, it's a great whiff punish because it goes so far. And you could combo off of that. Now, what he was saying what makes this move even better is there's two other options. If he blocks it, whoops, if he blocks it standing, of course, because it's an overhead. If he blocks it standing, you could go straight into torpedo. Excuse me, I have allergies. I'm coughing everywhere. We can go straight into torpedo and barely punishable. Now, Green Lantern with his, I think it's back one, that really low, far combo starter, that might be able to punish you. In fact, I believe Mo30W, he plays Green Lantern. I think he was punishing me off of that. And but most of the characters, you're far enough where you're not going to be able to they're not going to be able to punish you, and that's good. And it plays with their mind there, because like I've been playing people, and I do that, or I do a really close torpedo off a 2-2, and they're like, "Oh my God, that is like so safe." Things can punish it, but if characters don't know this matchup, you're going to get away with it a lot. The other thing is, if you're too far and you measure your distance wrong, or you want to catch someone off guard and you throw out a back two that is going to whiff, what Phase 3 said you could do, which this is totally true, is you can throw in back 2-3, which is the combo ender for that string. Excuse me. And like he was saying, that if the opponent jumps to like go for a cross up or punish because they saw you whiff that 3 is gonna punish them, and it's gonna knock them out of the air, and it's gonna leave them, you know, it's gonna blow their mind again, because they were not expecting that. So now that we got that stuff covered, back 2 is an awesome tool for Shazam to use. I know I need to use it more because I always forget about it. But we will go into block strings. Now, I really wanted to do this video when I had another person with me, so they could actually show the block strings, but I just can't do that right now. GGA Han's working, so he set up this whole recording thing for me, so shout out to him. But I can show you the basics of the block strings. We recently had what I'm talking about is 2-2. Jumping 2-2 is that's Shazam's game. That's Billy Batson's game. He wants to get in there, jump in 2-2. He wants to make you guess, because it is a 50-50 of if he's going to do the regular Herculean Might command grab, which is unblockable when you're standing, but will whiff when you're ducking. Or he has an overhead command grab, which is Achilles clutch. And he wants to make you guess what he's going to do. So jump in with 2-2. You get that standing command grab. And if we got this clarified by Tom Brady at Civil War. He was talking on stream, I was watching, and he said indeed that the second hit of that 2-2, that second 2, if you get hit by it standing, it does jail. Now, this is not the case for if you're crouching. So if you get hit by it crouching, you could stand up, because that has happened to me many times fighting just the CPU or fighting one of my team members. So the ideal situation is to have him standing, because I believe you can get more damage off of it. But if you want to waste 2 bars, you can get like 41% off of an overhead command grab, which is it's pretty good. But again, it is 2 bars. I'll get into that a little bit later. But that 2-2, whoops, sorry, that 2-2, there are ways out of it. Like I said, if you duck before the second 2 hits you, the regular Herculean Might standing command grab will whiff, and it is possible to punish with a down 1 or maybe even something more. Same thing with the Achilles clutch, the overhead. If you're standing, it'll whiff. So it is a basic 50-50, but the main way to get out of it, which is this is awesome. Slip showed this to me. I was actually playing a set versus his Joker, and I was playing as Billy Batson, of course, and I would jump in 2-2, or if we were just standing right next to each other, 2-2 into command grab, and I'd get him with that a couple times, but he started just dashing back out of it. Now that's why I really wanted to have someone be here to dash out of my setup to show all you guys that it is possible. And Joker's got a really, I don't know if the dashes are different, but it looks like he's got a really, really nice backdash. So he was able to dash out of it frequently. So what I started doing is, even later on, I was playing with Sunk and Mo, and they were back dashing out of it, and I would switch it up. What you could do is once you condition the player, and you're like, hey, I'm throwing out this command grab and I'm blowing you up, getting like 34 to 36% or 38% combo on you just off of a regular Herculean Might out of a Blockstring. So they're going to start backdashing, or they're going to start ducking before the second two. So when they backdash, and you know that they're going to backdash, you think they're going to backdash, you jump in 2-2 torpedo, and that torpedo punishes their backdash every time. And another thing is that torpedo's overhead. So even if you guess wrong and they duck, you're going to hit them with some damage. And even if you guess wrong and they stand, look how far I am. It's going to be super hard for them to punish me. They might not even be able to punish me at all, depending on the character. So Shazam has some pretty good options. He could go in with a combo off of a 2-2 if they're standing, combo off of a 2-2 if they're ducking, and you guess that. Or he could punish a backdash because they're trying to get out of that Blockstring, and they know about this. So that's the reason, like, a lot of guys on the forums, they might be like, hey, Phil Pops, why are you giving away all of our secrets to our opponents that they can backdash out of this crap? Well, it's because we got something else up our sleeve, which is the torpedo, because we can punish that once we condition our opponent. Because Billy Batson is a character where you want to condition them to do certain things, so they have to play your game. So you could switch it up so you can get the big damage, get back in there, throw in a down 3, which is untechable knockdown, and going for another grab, that's where the big damage is at. Shazam revolves around meter use because a lot of his regular combos don't do a lot of damage, but once you pop that meter burn, and you can get that damage up pretty high, especially if you're using 2 bars in one combo. But I usually don't use 2 bars. I just usually do the bread and butter. I do the 2-2 into the command grabs. And we'll get into that right now, which is what is some good damage you can get off of the Blockstring and the 50-50 mix-up. So after you jump in 2-2, if he is standing, and he's been standing a lot and he doesn't really know how to play against Shazam, and you see him you're catching him with these grabs. So you jump in 2-2, you do a command grab, pop meter burn, back 3, jump in 2, and end it just like the other one. Once again, I didn't get that Herculean Might, the last one up, but that boosts the damage up pretty nice. Right there. So that's 34% with 1 bar, and that's off of a Blockstring. So you still have that chip damage you came in with the jump in 2-2, or if you don't jump in, you're just standing right next to him, you want to do a 2-2. That's pretty good damage. Off of the overhead, you could do a little bit, I believe it's a little bit less, but what I usually do for an overhead, because it's like a situation, very situational, and especially if they're on their second bar of health, I'll just burn 2 meters if I have it. If not, I have I believe it's a 30% 1 meter with the overhead. I haven't found a lot of combos that you could do and get high damage off of just 1 meter burned Achilles clutch. So I have this guy ducking. So just pretend, because you can't, we can't have him like block the, oh wait, you should be able to have him block, 1 second. Stance always, so, yeah, so should be able to do 2-2. So if you do that, Obviously didn't finish the combo. You jump in 2-2. Down back 1. That's my 1 bar, which is 30%. You do the meter burned, and then you do 1-1-2, which launches them full screen, and then you do a torpedo. The other one, which is 2 bars, I actually haven't done this in a while, so this is jump in 2-2. And then after that, you do, okay, yeah, I got it. Oops. Actually, after that, you can do a Herculean Might. That's what it was. So jump in 2-2, Achilles Clutch, Herculean Might. That's 41. You can actually get 42 if you put a forward 2 in after that jump in 2. So that's 41% for them making a mistake. If you want to hold on to your meter, I don't blame you, but if it's in an optimal situation in the time of your match where you want to get that damage and you want to get that 41% in, and you have the bars you can waste, because in this game, unlike Mortal Kombat, you build I believe you build meter super fast, and a lot of characters rely on meter for that damage. So those are my 2 main Blockstring combos. There was a huge like for corner combos, Shazam is huge, of course. But there was a post that Conqueror just put up, I believe it was yesterday, that it's like you can cancel into your trait, which is it's been in the first patch. It made your character be able to cancel into his trait. Now it's not like super cancelable like Green Lantern, where he can start a combo, cancel, continue the combo. But Conqueror did mention something really, really good that I didn't know about, because this move, the forward 2-2, on hit, staggers your opponent or stuns your opponent for a little bit, and it like their hit stun is pretty big. So you could do jump and kick forward 2-2, cancel, and then you can get a down 1 in there, because a down 1, your down run is 6 frames. It's pretty fast. And you could do down 1 torpedo, or if you're in the corner, this is really good, because your opponent, if he tries to jump out and you get that down 1 in fast enough, you're hitting him out of the air and you can combo from it. I was just practicing this before I started recording, so let me see if I can get it. Let's see, right? So you do jump in 2-2, and you pop that out. Now I'm going to set the bot to jump and auto block. So you have to do a really like spot on. Like I'm gonna have to practice this a lot. And after that, if you're fast enough and like if you get the timing down, I need to practice more. But you can get a Achilles clutch, which he'll pick him up off the ground, out of the juggle, throw him back down, and that's an untechable knockdown also. So after the untechable knockdown, as you know, you can go in with a 2-2 grab, or if they do not do a wake up, you could just full out grab them, and that's really good. We all know that Billy Batson's corner damage is good, and it's spectacular when you use his trait. So that's really good. Another thing, I'm going to put out a video showing a new setup with Shazam that Sunk and I were working on a couple days ago. That one I'm not sure when it's going to be out. It'll probably be out sometime next week. But I had this really cool combo. Let me see. We went through that one. This one, It's just that off the regular Herculean Might, you get that 34%. That's after the jump and kick, 2-2. This one, Pim Jim showed me. This is a crazy combo. If you want a big combo using 2 meters, that's it right there. It's off of a jump and 3, so it's pretty difficult. I know recently one of the guys on TYM, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but you posted that combo. But Pimp and Jim showed it to me probably last week sometime, and I'm like, whoa, that's the exact combo Pimp and Jim showed to me, so I guess great minds think alike. So I'll play that one again. That's jump in 3, regular 3, so it's jump in 3, you wait, and then you do 3 again, Herculean Might, meter burn, back 3, jump in 3, 2, Achilles clutch right there, meter burn, forward 1, Herculean Might, and that does like 50%. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you guys is some more corner stuff that I like to do because his trait is really, really good in the corner. Not a lot of people know how good it is in the corner. So if a guy's in the corner, he's trying to jump out, you can connect with an air-to-air jumping 2, and he will fall back down into the corner, and you can catch him with the 1-1-2. And after I do that, I'll usually cancel it. Like, I won't go for a low grab, but I'll cancel it into trait. So if you have him jumping, and he's trying to jump out, you connect, cancel the trait, and do some down ones. Because down ones, when you have trait, I think it puts a little bit of extra hit stun on. I'm not sure, but that's what it sure seems like. So if your opponent is either going to wake up, and my down 1 might stuff his wake up. I know it does for some characters, some that have crazy invincibility frames, it might not stuff. But I'll do some down ones because most of the time they're going to block because they're in the corner. And if they jump out, it's even better because if they jump out, then I get another juggle combo because I'm doing the down 1 because it's a 6-frame down run. It's pretty good. So they're going to block. We'll set them to block. And if I pop that trait and they just woke up, you get those at least 3 in there. But if they're not blocking, it does so much more damage because they're going to be trying to interrupt with some specials, interrupt with their own down 1, and this trait is going to interrupt them. And I usually do this at the end of a round, and it's just going to kill them because it does a lot of damage. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has already done, like 5 down ones has already done, what's that, like 30%? That's going to kill them if they're not blocking. So that's a good setup to have if you're going in with a jump kick, you knock them down out of the air, you do that juggle. And stuff like that. I'm actually going to show you that combo because I think this combo is really cool. I just recorded it. If someone does this in tournament and wins with this, that's going to be so tight. Go for that enhanced Achilles clutch into the enhanced Herculean Might into the stage transition. It does like 71%, I think. 75. So I'm going to leave you guys on that note. Shazam, my favorite character in the DC universe. Really digging him in this game. There are a lot of characters that do beat him, but hopefully I can overcome the matchups because I'm a character loyalist. To all my Wizards Warriors out there, keep on playing this character. He needs as much attention as he can get. Keep on posting on the websites with new tech and all that stuff. And thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. See ya.